Sure, I can do that. And that.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel from The Quiet Mind. Have you ever noticed how resentment often sneaks up on us? It usually doesn't start with some huge argument. It doesn't start because someone did something terribly wrong. Most of the time, it starts in a much smaller way. Somebody asks us for a favor, and we say yes. And then they ask for another favor, and another, and another. Eventually, we find ourselves frustrated, exhausted, and wondering why we're so irritated with someone that we really care about. Today, I want to talk about a DBT skill that can help with that. It's called FAST, and it's one of the best skills for maintaining self respect while still having healthy relationships. Many people think the solution is simple just say no. But that's not actually the whole answer. If we say yes to everything, we become overwhelmed and resentful, and if we say no to everything, we become selfish and disconnected. Neither extreme works. Healthy relationships require a balance between caring for others and caring for yourself. The FAST skill helps us find that balance. Instead of asking, should I always help or should I always protect my own needs? FAST helps us ask a better question. What is the healthy response in this situation? The first part of FAST is fair. This is really the foundation of the whole skill. When somebody asks something of you, ask yourself, is this a fair request? Is it reasonable? Is it something that healthy people would generally do for each other? If the answer is yes, then the goal is simple. Do it, and do it well. One mistake people make is agreeing to help while secretly being angry about it. They say yes, but they drag their feet, complain, and sigh. They make the other person feel guilty for asking, and that's not really being fair. If the request is reasonable, try to help willingly. At the same time, fairness goes both directions. You should also respect reasonable effort from other people. Healthy relationships aren't one person constantly giving while the other is constantly taking. They're built on mutual respect and mutual effort. Fairness is what keeps the relationship balanced. But sometimes the request isn't fair. Sometimes someone's asking too much. Sometimes they're asking you to sacrifice something important. Sometimes they're asking because they're uncomfortable hearing no. That's where the A comes in. No unnecessary apologies. Now, let me be clear. This doesn't mean that you never say you're sorry. It means don't apologize for having healthy boundaries. A lot of people say things like, I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm sorry, but I need some time. I'm sorry, but that won't work for me. And often they're apologizing for something that isn't wrong. There's nothing wrong with protecting your time, and there's certainly nothing wrong with protecting your energy, and there's nothing wrong with saying no to an unreasonable request. You don't need permission to have boundaries. You don't need to earn the right to say no. Sometimes a respectful no is enough. This is where many people get stuck. They know they should say no, but they don't want the other person to feel disappointed. The problem is that disappointment is part of life. When you set a boundary, some people are going to be frustrated. Some people are going to be disappointed. Some people might be upset with you. And you know what? That's okay. Part of a healthy relationship is allowing other people to experience their own emotions. You don't have to rescue people from every uncomfortable feeling. You can actually validate the uncomfortable feeling. You can say, I understand that's disappointed. I get why you're frustrated. I know this isn't what you were hoping for. But validating someone's emotion is different from changing your boundary. Healthy boundaries survive other people's disappointment. The S in FAST stands for stick to your values. This is actually one of my favorite parts of FAST because it reminds us that our life should reflect what matters to us, not what matters to most everyone else. Think about how easy it is to get pulled off course. We say yes because we want people to like us. We say yes because we don't want conflict. We say yes because we're uncomfortable disappointing people. But eventually we wake up and realize we're spending our time living according to someone else's priorities. Your values are your compass. They help you decide where your time, energy, and attention belong. Before agreeing to do something, ask yourself, does this fit with the kind of life I want to build? If it doesn't, that may be a sign that a boundary is needed. The final letter is T for truthful. This one sounds simple, but it's difficult. Many people lie for good reasons. They don't want to hurt someone's feelings. They don't want conflict. They don't want someone to be disappointed. So instead of saying, I don't want to do that, they say, I'm really busy. Or maybe another time. Or I'll see what I can do. When the real answer is no. Truthfulness doesn't mean being harsh. It doesn't mean dropping truth bombs on people unsolicited. It doesn't mean saying everything that comes to your mind. It simply means being honest. Kindly, respectfully, directly. People can handle more truth than we often give them credit for. And honesty builds trust, even when it's uncomfortable. So let's put it all together. FAST stands for fair, no unnecessary apologies, stick to your values, and be truthful. When you practice this skill, you stop living your life based on guilt, fear, and resentment. You start making decisions based on respect, respect for yourself, respect for others, and that's where healthy boundaries live. If you found this video helpful, follow along for more practical DBT skills, relationship tools, and strategies to help you build a quieter mind and a life worth living. Daniel, signing off. I'll see you in the next one.